Hi friends, welcome to our first check-in. This has been quite the week. I have to tell you though, there were several times this week that I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't want to do things, but then I didn't want to come back on here and say that I hadn't completed the stuff that I had said that I was going to do. So I did get the 3 things done that I had said that I was going to get done. The first one was Maddie's bag, and I was trying to remember how to finish it off. I don't know, I think I overcomplicate things sometimes, but it was so simple when I was actually doing it, and then I'm like, why didn't I just finish this while I was doing the round? But I did. This whole thing is made with single crochet and then half double crochet. So all the times that there's a little bit of you can kind of tell there's a different kind of line. It's the half double crochet. But I was really surprised by how much these little pockets hold. So we got a whole 24 pack of crayons in here. We got a little sticker book in here, and just little stickers. And then inside we got enough room for coloring books and regular books, like you can see. And then there's enough room to put some snacks and stuff in there and everything. And then I did double the bottom to give it a little more sturdiness. And then I doubled all of this around the top to give the handle a little more support. But there was the first one. So I actually got the bag done. So there was one. And then I finished Mateo's blanket. And let me tell you, if you need a hype person, you need to get yourself a 3-year-old. So I talked to Maddie this morning. She was showing me her baby brother. And I was like, oh, I'm just looking for a pattern for your blanket. I finished your brother's blanket and now I'll make yours. And she's like, let me see. And so I showed her and I laid it out and she's like, oh, it's so great. So let me tell you, there's just something about it. But yeah, I did get all this done. It was not as big as I was going to do. I was going to do another set with the gray skinny line in there, but it felt like it was getting long enough, especially because I was doing the border on it, and it did end up coming out to 30 by 36, which is basically a baby blanket. I know, crazy. But this stitch is not a difficult stitch, but this thing seemed to take really forever to do. I would be working 45 minutes to an hour and I'd have 3 rows. I am not sure why it took so long to work up, but it really seemed to take a long time. So oh, speaking of, I have to tell you all, I was watching Nitty Natty. I don't know if you are familiar with her. I will link her channel down below. But she was she was answering questions from her viewers. And one of the questions was, how do you stay motivated? And she had some really good ideas. She was talking about thinking about why you are doing the project, why you're making the project. And maybe there's something about that you feel you're not into the reasoning why. Maybe you're making it for somebody and they don't really deserve something all nice and homemade, or whatever your reasoning is. So maybe kind of think of that first. And then she was talking about if you're working on a sweater that has multiple sections, if you are able to leave whatever you're working on and go work on a different section of the project to try and do that. And then the other one was just to do multiple projects at one time, so that you are working on different things that are kind of piquing your interest. But I will link her channel down below. It was kind of interesting. I thought it was really interesting that happened to come up right after I started doing this, so clearly I am not the only one. And so if you are in that type of a slump as well, don't be all frustrated and worry about that. And then the last thing that I had was working with my scrap stash. Now, this seemed to take forever. I should not have tried to do this all in one day. I should have done like over a couple of days, but not all of it made it. Some of it was way too knotted up to be able to be unwound. You know, you can only like go through and try and undo so many knots before it just wasn't worth it. But there was quite a bit that did. And so then I separated them all out. I do have all of these ones. I don't know if you can see that these are all balls that are over 50 grams. So I did go through all of my scraps after I had wound them and weighed them all. And so I have over 50 grams. And then I have this one that is like 40 to 50 grams. And I figured this way it'll keep it a little easier for me to work on projects, so I know exactly how much I have for something, or maybe I can plan using just specifically scraps. And then like here's 35 to 40. I was gonna do just a bag of 30 to 40, but I mean logically they're bigger. So, and then this was like 30 to 35, and then we have a 20 to 30, 10 to 20. Oh, I have quite a few of those. And then I was gonna do under 10, but I was coming up with like a whole bunch of these little tiny things. And I do know I have a friend who uses little scraps to make flowers, and I know some people make those like little tiny pom-poms. So I will probably be giving this to a couple of them. And then here's like my 5 to 10 grams. So I believe there were some projects where you could do like either a row in like a blanket, or I haven't really gotten into socks, but you know, people save little ones for the heels and the toes for socks and stuff like that. So I figured that would be good. And I am planning a scrap swap, so I don't know what we are doing for the weight for those yet, but that's something. But I have to tell you, this was extremely satisfying now. Like once I like got it going and I finished Maddie's bag, and I couldn't wait to roll up my scraps and weigh them and be able to put them away because they actually had a place. I do have a few projects that I need to frog, and then I will put those in here, but they will probably be big balls. So then that means that for next week I have a couple of things that I'm gonna add or start, I guess, not really add. So I am going to work on the turtles this week, and so that I can send the blankets, I'm gonna work on Maddie's blanket so that she has one and her brother has one. And I think I found the stitch that I want to do, but that's what I'm planning on doing. And here is the yarn for that. And then I need to get caught up on my mental health blanket. So those are my 3 for this week. And I want to thank you all again for being here. Thank you for my subscriber, and please like and subscribe and come along on this journey with me. I would love to see or hear about whatever projects you are working on right now, and then maybe we can like build a community where we can kind of build each other up and keep things going. But I hope that everybody is doing well, and I cannot wait to see what you have coming, and then I will see you I will see you all next week.